If your home has been silently pushing money away, you won't know it until it's too late. You'll just notice the signs: bills piling up, payments delayed, deals that almost closed but never did. That low-grade anxiety every time you check your bank app. You'll try to rationalize it. The economy, bad timing, maybe you're just unlucky. But the real reason could be much closer and much quieter than you think. It might be a single, overlooked spot in your house, a place you walk past every day, unaware that it's become a stagnant pool of blocked energy, slowly suffocating your financial flow. And the worst part, you won't feel it until your plans stall, your motivation dries up, and your sense of possibility fades into a kind of numbness. But there's good news. In the middle of that stillness, there's one thing that can reawaken the current. 3 tiny clove buds. That's right, just 3. Not a major renovation, not an expensive ritual. 3 dried cloves placed with precision and intention. This isn't superstition, it's energetic hygiene. It's about resetting the invisible systems that shape your day-to-day reality without you even realizing it. Because energy is not mystical, it's personal. You can feel it in a room that comforts you. You can feel it in one that drains you. And when it comes to wealth, the difference between stuck and flow often begins at home. Today, we're not just lighting cloves for fragrance. We're using them to trace the leak, to shift what's been holding you back, to open a doorway silently, gently, through scent, placement, and presence. So if you've been wondering why abundance always seems one step away, maybe this time it's not about chasing it. Maybe it's about clearing the way for it to come in. Part 1. Why just 3 clove buds can be enough. 3 dried clove buds, that's all it takes. Not 5, not a bowl full, just 3. And yet that number, seemingly random, almost too small to matter, holds more power than you think. If you've ever stood in the middle of your living room and thought, why does this place still feel heavy, even after I've cleaned? This part is for you, because it's not just about doing more, buying more, burning more candles, or stacking up crystals. It's about doing the right thing in the right way with the right intention. And in energy work, less is often more. Think about how many things in life come in threes. 3 points form a stable triangle. 3 legs balance a stool. 3 beats make a rhythm feel complete. In design, in storytelling, even in law, 3 is the number of wholeness, of structure, of movement. The same applies to energy. 3 clove buds placed with clarity and purpose can create a triad of energetic anchors. 1 for clarity of thought, 1 for clarity of space, and 1 for clarity of intention. These 3 do not just sit there. They signal. They hold, they activate. Clove is not your average kitchen spice. It's a botanical spark plug, tiny, potent, and fire-aligned by nature. Inside each dried bud is a powerful natural compound called eugenol, used in medicine to relieve pain, in perfume to stir warmth, in rituals to burn away residue. But beyond its chemistry, clove has a presence. If you've ever opened a jar and felt your breath pause from the sharp, earthy scent, you know it's not passive. It stirs, it opens, it wakes up what has been sleeping. That's why even in ancient households across continents, clove wasn't stored with the rest of the pantry. It had its own place. It was treated with reverence. So why 3? Because the problem you're facing isn't always in your bank account. Sometimes it's in your thoughts. Sometimes it's in your home's forgotten corners. The junk drawer, the hallway you never walked down, the safe you haven't opened in months. Sometimes it's in the way you talk about money when no one's listening. Energy doesn't care about your intentions if your environment contradicts them. You could be manifesting clarity but living in clutter. You could be meditating on abundance but storing unpaid bills right next to your wallet. That dissonance creates friction, and friction stalls flow. 3 clove buds work as correctives to that friction. Placed in a triangle, an inherently stable shape, they serve as a subtle reset. Not because they hold magic, but because they give you a focal point, a place to pause, a reason to breathe and reconnect. They remind your subconscious. This space has been claimed. This energy has been tended. This spot is not forgotten. Here, that's what people misunderstand about energy rituals. They think the power is in the object, that the clove carries the wealth. But that's like thinking the lamp creates the light. It doesn't. It channels it. What creates the light is the electricity, the current. Your attention is that current, and the clove, it's just the switch. When you place 3 clove buds with care in your safe, in a red pouch, or beneath a plant at your door, you're not adding spice to your home. You're changing its language. You're telling the space, I am paying attention. I am making room. I am ready for more, and the space responds. Because energy always meets you at the level of your readiness. This practice isn't about belief. It's about alignment. You don't have to believe the clove is sacred. But when you slow down enough to place it with respect, to anchor your intentions with something tangible, you change your frequency. You become available. You move from scattered to focused, from passive to engaged. And in that shift, wealth finds its opening, not because you forced it, but because you made space for it. So yes, just 3 clove buds can be enough, not because they're rare or expensive, but because when used with awareness, they become 3 clear notes in a house that's been playing out of tune. 3 steady breaths in a week of rushing. 3 small signs that you're no longer waiting for life to change. You're participating in the change. Part 2, place them in your safe, not to guard money, but to guard intention. Most people treat their safe like a vault. A cold, silent container for cash, documents, maybe a few heirlooms. It's functional, it's secure, and it's completely ignored until something goes wrong. But if you believe your environment reflects your life, and if you've ever felt like your finances are stuck, leaking, or mysteriously slipping through your fingers, then your safe deserves a second look. Not as a storage box, but as a signal. A subtle yet powerful pulse point in your home's energetic system. Because here's the truth, your money doesn't just sit, it breathes, it carries a charge. It holds memories of fear, of desire, of survival. And wherever you place it, that energy either gets protected and honored, or trapped and dulled. So when you place 3 clove buds inside your safe, you're not just adding a fragrant touch. You're anchoring intention into a space that holds the vibration of your financial life. Cloves are sharp, pungent, and bold. They cut through stagnation. Their energy is fiery, assertive, yang in nature, which makes them ideal for spaces that feel heavy, blocked, or inert. But beyond their elemental nature, what matters is the ritual you create when you place them with mindfulness. That simple act says, I am no longer storing my money in fear or forgetfulness. I'm storing it in clarity. And that shift, however small, changes everything. Here's how you do it. Choose a quiet morning. Clean the area around your safe, not just the surface, but the energy. Remove clutter. Wipe down the outside and inside if possible. Then wash your hands with warm water, optionally adding a drop of citrus oil to cleanse your personal field. Hold 3 whole clove buds in your palm. Take 3 deep breaths. With each inhale, imagine drawing in stability, flow, and protection. With each exhale, release doubt, scarcity, and anxiety. Now open your safe. Place the cloves gently into a small bowl or directly onto the shelf, wherever feels most natural. As you do, speak an affirmation. Not out loud if that feels awkward, but with conviction in your mind. Something like, my wealth is safe, my energy is steady, my resources grow with grace. Or the words matter less than your presence when you say them. Let them come from your body, not your mouth. The biggest mistake people make with money energy is checking too often, obsessing over the numbers, peeking at the account, worrying if it's working. But energy doesn't respond to insecurity, it responds to trust. So once you've placed the cloves, close the safe, leave it be. Walk away knowing that a seed has been planted. This practice is not about luck. It's about stewardship. When you treat your safe like a sacred space, not just a utility, you begin to see your finances differently. You stop relating to money as a stressor and start relating to it as a relationship. And like any healthy relationship, it needs attention, respect, and boundaries. There's also a practical layer here. A tidy safe signals readiness. When your documents are clean, your bills are organized, your passwords are up to date, you show life that you're prepared to receive and manage more. The clove buds become a visual cue for that preparedness. Every time you open the safe, you remember, I'm not just storing, I'm cultivating. If you're an entrepreneur or manage a household budget, this ritual becomes even more powerful. Because your safe isn't just holding money, it's holding your intention to provide, to grow, to sustain. And intention is the most valuable currency of all. So the next time you think about financial security, think beyond numbers. Think energy, think clarity, think ritual. Let the 3 clove buds be your quiet protectors, guarding not just the money itself, but the mindset that allows it to grow. Because true wealth doesn't live in the balance. It lives in the energy you carry when you believe you're supported. Part 3, bury them beneath a plant, not to decorate, but to defend the gate. Every home has a gateway. Not just a front door, but an energetic mouth where the outside world meets your inner sanctuary. It's where opportunities knock or don't. It's where stress enters or stays out. And without even realizing it, the energy at your entrance might be repelling what you've been trying to attract for years. Most people decorate their entryway with aesthetics in mind. A welcome mat, a potted plant, maybe a seasonal wreath. It looks inviting, sure. But energy isn't drawn to pretty things, it's drawn to aligned things. And if the frequency at your threshold is confused, blocked, or neglected, abundance won't stay long. Which brings us to the clove ritual, one of the simplest yet most overlooked ways to fortify your home's energetic gate. 3 dried clove buds, buried at the base of a plant by your front door, not for looks, not for scent, but for protection. This isn't about being spiritual or mystical, it's about being intentional. Your entryway is the first point of contact between your space and the world. If that point feels chaotic, cluttered, or emotionally flat, the rest of your home, no matter how beautiful, will always feel slightly off. That's because energy doesn't spread evenly. It moves like breath. And when the mouth is blocked, the whole system strains. Now imagine placing a healthy, upright snake plant on either side of your door. Known for its resilience and air-purifying qualities, the snake plant also carries a symbolic strength. Its tall, sword-like leaves representing clarity, vigilance, and boundary. It's one of the most powerful protectors in modern energy practice, and it doesn't demand much from you. But when paired with 3 buried clove buds, its protective field multiplies. Here's how you do it. Choose a healthy plant, ideally with a strong vertical shape. Wipe the leaves clean. Check that the soil is fresh and draining well. Then take 3 whole clove buds, hold them in your palm, take a slow breath. As you exhale, imagine the energy you want this plant to guard. Peace, clarity, welcoming abundance. Gently press the cloves into the soil in a triangle formation, 1 near the front of the pot, 2 at the back like quiet sentries. As you bury them, silently say something simple but firm. Only goodness crosses this threshold. Then place the pot beside your front door, not in the way of foot traffic, not tucked away in a forgotten corner, but clearly visible, rooted, present. Every time you pass by, let it remind you, this home is protected. This space holds intention. This is where flow begins. What makes this ritual powerful is its consistency. You're not just placing cloves in dirt. You're layering intention into the architecture of your daily life. Every time you water the plant, every time you wipe a leaf, you reinforce the message. My home is worthy of protection. My boundaries are loving but strong. If the cloves lose their scent after a few months, replace them. Not out of obligation, but as an act of maintenance, like refreshing a filter or changing a password. Energy hygiene is real. And just like a messy entryway makes your entire home feel chaotic, a cleansed, intentional one sets a tone of order, calm, and openness. You don't need guests to see it. You don't need neighbors to ask about it. This is for you. For your space. For the subtle layers of support that begin to stack quietly when you start treating your home not just as shelter, but as an ally. So if you've ever felt like good things skip your house, like luck knocks next door but not on your door, maybe it's not about what's missing inside. Maybe it's about what's unguarded at the edge. Start there, 3 cloves, a plant, a breath, and a quiet promise to let only what's meant for you walk in. Part 4, carry a small red pouch, not for luck, but to hold vibrational flow. Sometimes it isn't your home that needs anchoring. It's you. The energy you carry through your thoughts, your posture, your breath, travels with you into every room, every decision, every conversation. And if that energy is scattered, anxious, or constantly reacting to the world around it, then even the most peaceful house can't hold you steady. That's where the small red pouch comes in. Not as a charm, not as a superstition, but as a personal energy stabilizer, something that doesn't just stay in your pocket, but connects you to yourself in moments you'd otherwise drift. Carrying energy objects is nothing new. Soldiers once kept tokens from home sewn into their jackets. Sailors wore medallions. Business people wear lucky socks or pendants. It's not about the object. It's about the meaning we assign to it and how it reminds us of who we want to be when the noise gets loud. In this case, the red pouch becomes a physical space to hold your energetic boundaries. It's not there to pull in money like a magnet. It's there to keep your frequency clear, calm, and aligned with abundance. And 3 clove buds tucked inside are the perfect allies for that job. Here is how you create one. Find a small red pouch, fabric, not plastic. Something soft, breathable, and handmade if possible. Red isn't just tradition, it's action, warmth, and life force. Inside, place 3 dried clove buds, whole, unbroken, and selected with care. Then take 1 clean, crisp bill. Any denomination is fine, but choose one that symbolizes expansion for you, something that feels generous. Fold it neatly with respect. You're not just inserting money, you're embedding intention. Next, take a small piece of paper. On it, write a simple affirmation in the present tense, not a wish. A declaration, for example, I am a channel for steady, joyful income. Or, I carry peace and prosperity finds me. The wording doesn't matter as much as the energy behind it. Write slowly. Breathe as you write. When you're done, fold the paper and add it to the pouch. Now tie the pouch closed, gently, without tension, and carry it with you. In your bag, your coat pocket, or even in the drawer at your desk. Avoid placing it next to debt notices, overdue bills, or anything that feels energetically heavy. Think of it like carrying a candle. You wouldn't place it next to wind. Protect its quiet flame. This pouch isn't meant to fix anything. It's meant to hold space for the version of you that stays steady when things get chaotic. On days when anxiety creeps in, touch it. Feel the texture. Remember the moment you made it. Let it bring you back to that place of quiet decision. I am enough, I am open, I am held. Some days you'll forget it's even there. That's okay. Because its power isn't in constant attention, it's in quiet reinforcement. Like a password saved on your device, it helps you move with more ease. Not louder, just steadier. If you run your own business or manage finances, place your pouch near where transactions happen. Your cash drawer, laptop, or phone. But always keep it separate from chaos. That includes messy drawers, negative emails, or even people who constantly drain your focus. Your pouch is sacred space. Treat it as such. Eventually, the scent of the clove may fade. That's your cue. A natural reminder to refresh your intention. Replace the cloves. Rewrite the affirmation. Shake off old residue and realign, not because something's wrong, but because growth deserves maintenance. This isn't magic, it's mindfulness. It's choosing to show up in your own life with consistency, even when the world feels unstable. Because when you carry something small that holds your best frequency, it's harder to lose yourself in someone else's chaos. And maybe that's the real magic, not attracting more, but remembering what already flows through you when you're calm, centered, and aligned. Part 5, burn clove incense, not for scent, but to sweep out the unseen. There's a kind of heaviness you can't see, but you know it when you walk into it. The room might look fine, the lighting is soft, the surfaces are clean. But something in the air feels thick, unmoved, almost like the space hasn't exhaled in a while. That's the unseen weight of stagnant energy. It comes from unresolved conversations, tension that lingers, grief that went unspoken, decisions postponed, or simply from the slow accumulation of daily life that never gets cleared. Most people clean their homes with tools they can see, brooms, sprays, vacuums, but energy leaves a residue too. And for that, you need a different kind of cleanse. Burning clove incense isn't about making your house smell nice. It's about giving your space a way to breathe again. Clove has a sharp, spicy aroma that cuts through density, not just physically, but energetically. Its scent wakes up a room like cold air hits the lungs, abrupt, necessary, alive. It carries fire energy, which means it doesn't just clear, it transforms. It turns stuckness into movement, tension into focus, fog into clarity, and when used with presence, it becomes one of the most accessible tools for resetting your environment without saying a word. You don't need fancy tools. 3 dried clove buds and a safe heat source are enough. You can burn them on a charcoal disc in a ceramic bowl, or add a few drops of clove essential oil into a diffuser if smoke isn't an option. What matters is intention and movement. Start in the morning if you can. Open one window slightly, not enough for a breeze, just enough to invite old energy to leave. Then light the cloves. As the smoke begins to curl upward, pause. Let it fill the space. Don't rush. Begin to walk slowly through your home, moving room by room. Focus especially on corners, under furniture, near the front door, and around beds, places where energy tends to collect and hide. As you move, don't just wave the smoke, let it lead you. Watch where it rises cleanly and where it clings. That's your clue. That's where something needs to shift. You don't need to chant or perform a formal prayer. A single phrase said with real intention is more than enough. Try, let this space be light. Let what no longer serves be released. Say it softly or silently if you prefer, but mean it, feel it. Let the clove smoke carry that message deeper than your voice ever could. As you walk, you may notice small things. A sudden chill, a memory that floats up, an urge to move a piece of furniture. Don't ignore those. They're part of the process. Energy responds to awareness. The more present you are, the more the space will shift to meet you. When you've walked through the entire home, return to the center, physically or symbolically, and set the clove down to burn out naturally. Then sit. Just sit for a minute, maybe 5. Close your eyes, notice the difference. It may be subtle, your breath easier, your shoulders lower, the air no longer pressing in on you. This isn't about cleansing once and expecting miracles. It's about creating rhythm. Just as you take a shower to refresh your body, your home deserves the same care. Try this ritual at the beginning of each week or after difficult events, arguments, illness, bad news. Think of it as energetic hygiene, no different than brushing your teeth. But instead of clearing plaque, you're clearing doubt, frustration, old energy that's done serving you. And don't be surprised if a few days later things feel lighter. Conversations open up. Ideas come easier. You sleep deeper. Because you've done something most people never think to do, you gave your space permission to reset. And in doing so, you gave yourself permission too. So the next time your home feels heavy and you can't quite name why, don't just light a candle and hope for peace. Burn the cloves, walk the path, speak the words, and let what's ready to move finally go. Part 6, write your wish, and let clove fire send it where words cannot reach. There are wishes we carry that never quite find their voice. Desires that live just beneath the surface, clear in our hearts but unspoken on paper. Not because we don't believe in them, but because we're afraid they're too much or too late or somehow selfish. So they stay locked inside, whispered in thought, buried in routine, waiting for the right time that never comes. But energy doesn't move through hesitation. It moves through declaration, through clarity, through release. That's where the ritual of writing and burning your wish becomes so powerful, not as superstition, but as a sacred form of commitment. It's not about begging the universe. It's about stepping into alignment with what you already know you need. When paired with the fire of clove, sharp, direct, unwavering, that simple act becomes a bridge between the invisible and the inevitable. Start with stillness. Choose a quiet time, sunrise or sunset if possible, when the sky itself is in transition. Sit down with a pen and a piece of unlined paper. Not your phone, not your laptop. Handwriting matters here. The hand carries energy. It translates belief into form. And what you're writing isn't a list, it's a statement of trust. Now write your wish, but write it in the present tense. Not "I hope to have more money," but "I am living with financial ease." Not "I want to be loved," but "I am open to love that honors me." This small change does more than sound nice. It shifts your energy out of longing and into receiving. You're not hoping, you're choosing, and that changes everything. Once your wish is written, fold the paper carefully, like a letter to someone you respect. Place 3 whole clove buds inside and wrap it with a small piece of natural cloth, preferably red or white. No tape, no staples, just a simple tie, a piece of thread or a ribbon. As you tie it, breathe slowly. Let the wish settle into the bundle. Then prepare a fire-safe bowl, ceramic or metal. Go outside if you can, or near an open window. Light the bundle and watch as the flame catches. Stay present, don't distract yourself. This is not a task, it's a transition. As the smoke rises, say one sentence. Not to the universe, not to a deity, but to your own spirit. Something like, "I am ready," or "I release this with trust," or simply, "Let it be done." The words are secondary to your sincerity. Let the smoke carry what you no longer need to hold. Let the flame consume your doubt with it. When the fire burns out, don't dig through the ashes. Don't analyze if it burned evenly or fast enough. Let it go. That's part of the ritual. You don't check a seed after planting it. You water it. You believe in it. You move forward. This practice is especially powerful on new moons, full moons, or significant days in your life. A birthday, a move, the start of a new project. But the most important ingredient isn't timing. It's honesty. If your wish comes from a grounded place, not fear, not desperation, but alignment, it will resonate more deeply. The energy will respond not to what you ask, but to how fully you mean it. Some wishes may come quickly. Others may take their time, but either way you'll feel different afterward. Lighter, clearer, more whole, because you didn't just ask, you acted. You moved your desire from thought into ritual, from mind into matter, from silence into fire. And in that act, you did something rare. You trusted yourself enough to let go. Part 7. Sit with Clove not to meditate, but to root your inner field. Sometimes the most powerful shift isn't external. It doesn't come from placing anything, lighting anything, or moving furniture around. It comes from stillness. From sitting down, breathing in, and remembering where your center is. Because in a world that constantly pulls you outward, to do more, fix more, be more, it's easy to forget that the foundation of all abundance is not speed. It's rootedness. And if your energy is floating, anxious, scattered, or unanchored, then everything you build, dreams, goals, even healing, will feel unstable. This is where Clove offers a different kind of gift, not in its placement or its flame, but in its scent. Sharp, warming, quietly bold. It doesn't overpower, it surrounds. It lingers just enough to remind you you're here, you're safe, you're steady. And when used with stillness, Clove becomes more than a spice or incense. It becomes an energetic ground wire, connecting you back to yourself one breath at a time. You don't need to call this meditation. That word can feel intimidating or overused. Just call it sitting, with intention, with breath, with presence. Choose a moment when you won't be interrupted. Early morning, late evening, or during a quiet break in your day. Light one whole clove bud, either over charcoal or in a small incense burner. If smoke isn't practical, use a diffuser with a few drops of clove essential oil. What matters is the aroma, that familiar, earthy spark that signals something sacred is beginning. Find a steady seat. On the floor, in a chair, wherever your body feels supported. Sit upright, not rigid but awake. Rest your hands gently on your thighs. Close your eyes if you feel safe to do so. And begin to breathe, slow, even natural. Let the clove scent move into your breath. Not forcefully, just notice it. Let it fill your lungs, let it meet your thoughts. Let it soften what has been held too tightly for too long. Now bring your awareness to the base of your spine. Imagine a warm red light glowing there, steady, pulsing gently like the ember of a fire. That's your root, your energetic anchor. It connects you to the earth, to your body, to your right to exist and thrive. Visualize that red light spreading downward, through your legs, into the floor, into the soil beneath your home. Like roots of a tree, strong, quiet, deep. You might feel sensations, tingling, warmth, even a gentle heaviness. That's the energy settling. You don't need to do anything, just stay with it, breathe, be. You can repeat a grounding affirmation in your mind. I am safe, I am steady, I am supported. Or simply sit in silence and let the clove speak for you. Stay as long as your body wants to. 5 minutes, 10, more if it feels nourishing. When you're ready to close, don't rush. Gently open your eyes. Place your hands over your heart or on the ground. Acknowledge the shift. Then drink a warm glass of water, something simple to help seal the energy and return you to your day. This practice isn't about escaping stress. It's about remembering your center within it. It doesn't promise to erase problems, but it does change how you meet them, with rooted breath, with anchored presence, with the quiet confidence that you can respond instead of react. The more often you return to this space, the more it returns to you. On hard days, on anxious mornings, in moments of indecision, the scent of clove becomes more than a fragrance. It becomes a doorway. One that opens not outward, but inward, into stillness, into strength, into the unshakable ground of your own energy field, because the most abundant life is not built in the clouds, it's built from the ground up. One breath, one root. One quiet return at a time. By now you may be realizing that none of this was really about clove. Yes, clove is powerful. It's grounding, purifying, rich with history and energetic weight. But the deeper truth is this. Every clove you placed, every breath you took, every moment you paused was never about the object. It was about what you were willing to pay attention to, what you were ready to reclaim, and what you were finally willing to release. Energy isn't a theory. It's not an abstract idea reserved for meditation rooms or spiritual retreats. It's daily, it's physical. It's in the way you walk into a room and feel welcome, or not. It's in the drawer you avoid opening, the space by the door that always collects clutter, the tension in your shoulders when you talk about money. Energy is simply attention that's been left somewhere too long, or not at all. Everything we explored, the 3 clove buds in your safe, beneath your plant, in your pouch, through your fire, and in your stillness, was a way of learning how to direct that attention with care. You weren't decorating. You weren't hoping for luck. You were aligning. You were listening. You were reminding your home, your energy field, and your deeper self that flow requires space, and wealth, real wealth, requires readiness. And readiness isn't loud. It's not made of striving or pushing or fixing. Readiness feels like stillness inside your chest. It feels like clarity before action. It feels like knowing that you don't need to hustle for blessings, only create the space for them to arrive. So let's be honest, you don't need more information, you don't need more rituals or more techniques. You need more presence, more softness, more willingness to trust that the smallest shift in your awareness can ripple outward into your space, your choices, your relationships, and yes, your bank account. This isn't magic, this is remembering that your home is not just walls and furniture, it's a mirror. A living reflection of your beliefs, your boundaries, your dreams. And when you tend to it with consciousness, when you place even 3 tiny clove buds with reverence, you're not changing the house. You're changing the field it lives in, the atmosphere it breathes, the future it invites. There is no final step, no checklist to complete, only the quiet knowledge that you've already begun something real, something gentle. Something powerful, so sit for a moment longer. Let the silence settle. Let the scent, the memory, the insight sink in. Not as a task finished, but as an inner shift that continues to ripple long after the screen fades. And perhaps ask yourself one last question, not to answer, but simply to hold. If this much can shift from 3 small clove buds, what else in your life might be waiting for your quiet attention?